All right, ladies, here we go on number 12. Still set number 1. So, after you read this problem, you realize you've never done one like this before. But that's okay. You have all of the skills necessary to be able to actually solve this on your own. This is one that you have to really think through. So, Axel and Beazle. You have information on them separately. Axel can plow a field in this much time. Okay? 5 1/3 hours. Beazle can plow that same field in 8 hours. So far, you know Beazle is slower because it takes him much longer to plow the same field. Okay? How many hours will it take them to plow the field if they work together? So working together. So this is a bit tricky. Hint, find how much of the field each one does in 1 hour. So we now need to set up a proportion for each guy. So Axel can plow 100% of the field in 5 1/3 hours. We want to know how much of the field, the percentage, he can plow in 1 hour. Somebody mentioned that you don't know how big the field is, but that's okay because if we think of the whole field as 100%, then we're working with both guys in percentages. So we need this answer right here for 1 hour for Axel. So this is Axel's work. We'll do the same proportion for Beazle, but with his time. So Beazle, in 8 hours, can plow 100% of the field. We want to know how much of the field can he do in 1 hour. And if we keep them as percents, then we'll be okay. Right now, all we got to do is cross multiply and divide. I'll give you some time to do that. If you were like me, you probably solved Beazle's first. So you cross multiply 100 times 1 is 100, and then divided by 8. So 100 divided by 8, and you'll get that he can plow that field in 1 hour. He can plow 12.5% of the field. This is the information that matters right now. And in 1 hour, he can do 12.5% of the field. We need to find that same information for Axel. We do the same process, but his is a little bit more difficult now because we have a fraction involved. For the time being, let's call it 5.33. So you have 100 times 1 is 100, divided by 5.33. And you get about 18.76. Because it's originally a fraction, it's best to keep 2 place values here so we can round more accurately when we're finished. So now we need to figure out if they work together. So in 1 hour, Axel can do this much. In 1 hour, Beazle can do this much. So together, that means in 1 hour, they can do this much put together. So we need to do 18.76 plus 12.5. Placeholder. I'll give you a second to figure that out. So that means together, in 1 hour, they can plow 31.26% of the field. Okay. We still have another step though, because it says how many hours will it take them to plow the field. So plow the field means the whole thing. So now we need to set up a new proportion using this new ratio. To plow the field would be 100% of the field, right? So again, this is together. So again, we just cross multiply and divide. So we have 100 times 1 is 100, divided by 31.26. And you should get 3.19. Okay, now this is where I would round to your tenths place. So this means 100% of the field they can finish in just over 3 hours. So 3 hours and some minutes. Well, because in our original problem the things was in fractions, we need to now put this back to a fraction. So that's why we're going to round to the tenths place. So this 1, you look next door, rounds up, so it should be 3.2. 3.2 as a fraction is 3 2/10, which simplifies to 3 1/5. So together, the boys can get the field done in 3 1/5 hours. And that's your final answer. If you need to see it again, all you gotta do is push play. Good luck with the rest of it, ladies.